Where are we?
Home Depot.
We're at Home Depot.
Yay,
Your favorite. Today we are off to get supplies to make my new garden bed. I had originally planned to do this out of corrugated metal, but I have changed my mind. We are going to build this out of Cinderblocks. I've decided to do Cinderblocks because it won't degrade and it will last forever. And they're fairly cheap. Only thing is, they're fairly heavy. So we gotta go move how many do we gotta go move? Do you remember? It's like, not 2. It's like 60 cinder blocks. And we'll get some rebar to help reinforce corners and the edges. And a few more bags of dirt. So it's gonna be a fun workout. It's like 68 degrees here in South Mississippi. So it's gonna be fun. So I've got my little helpers. We've got gloves, which is like a #1 thing you need with moving. Yes, she's got pink gloves. He's got John Deere. I have some fun flower ones. And we're gonna go do some back-breaking work. We made it home. It was a lot of work at Home Depot. I don't know if you can see in our back. Tons of gloves.
My gloves.
We got them with our gloves. And I am breaking my pantry challenge right now. We got Sonic. Let me tell you, after I moved all of those, which I had no help loading any of those bricks, and now I have to unload them. He got a burger. I needed something like instant caffeine, sugar high to get me through this next little bit. We gotta unload it. I'm now home and had a little snack. I'm a little exhausted from moving all these blocks already. They aren't light. But what I gotta do now is clean up this area, move all sorts of pots. I gotta take out all this old wood, and crossing my fingers, the dirt just kind of stays where it is. So I guess start a time lapse, right? Here we go.
I grew up in a place where they told you what to chase, told you how to run the race. Every move was on the page, but I didn't like their way. Had to fight and misbehave, had to find a way to change, had to leave to find my way. Caught up in a daydream, I beat my mind up there almost.
Okay. The dirt is staying pretty much where I want it to be. So you can see that's some nice, rich dirt. I've done 2 summers just adding to this dirt, but like these were the garden beds. Can you just see this? This is what happens where we live in South Mississippi. It's discouraging. It's so discouraging. Now I am gonna go get, I'm gonna go get block. I scraped the front and along the back. We do run a hose along the back of the house. Before it was like a 6-inch gap. It's not gonna be as big now. Maybe even a bigger gap, I don't even know. It's not gonna be as big because these blocks are 8 inches wide, but we run a hose along the back because we have a spigot here and on the opposite end of the house. We don't have one like facing the backyard. So when we need to water things, we have a hose that goes out there. It's just, you know, if you're a homeowner, you understand. So now to haul 60 cinder blocks again. I'm not ready. Doing block work, I think it's not the funnest thing in the world. I hate it. But when you really want to level and some string to help guide you level, you want to get them as flat as you can on the bottom, as level as you can, so then the next layer or layers you do are just setting them on top. This means for me, I have to dig out places, I have to add dirt in places, And then I will string, if I can do this, a line along the back to really help me. And then when I get the back done, I will start on the front. I'll use the same line. This is right when I have mid-project regrets end up. But it's got to get done, and that means it's on me to get done because I ripped this all out. So let's go.
In a place where they told you what to chase, told you how to run the race. Every move was on the page, but I didn't like their way. Had to fight and misbehave, had to find a way to change, had to leave to find my way. Caught up in a daydream, I beat my mind up there almost daily. It's how I pass time, no opinions safely. It's how I understand what I want in this place, see. Cause everybody wanna tell you bad things, what could go wrong, what fame brings. But success is a finicky thing, and if you ain't sure, no, it'll never be. And I don't wanna let myself down.
All right, Nora, give me a sec. Yes, I will. Coming to me? Thank you for the block. Oh, it's stuck. Hey, get Mocha. All right, we gotta go get more. Update, check-in. Here's where we at. I got to the end. I got to the end. This back row is all done. I've given up on everything I said about my line, my level. You guys, I just can't with how heavy these blocks are and how many times I have moved them today. So I've unloaded the rest. Thankfully, my kids were big helps. But I've moved these probably like equivalent to like 150 plus times today. And I am done. So now I need to go this route. I had planned to do like, it would have been 8 across, so 2 full bricks and the end. But when I got them in place, I like 5 instead of 6 across. So I'm saying like the individual little squares. Thank goodness I got some of these small guys and planned ahead, because now I can place those strategically in the back and then I won't see them in the front. But now this front, because of how drainage works on our property, I have to dig this out, and I am just losing motivation. One of the hard parts about moving Cinderblock and stuff is you really want to wear long sleeves, but I'm just like a sweaty Betty today, and my arms are just like, this other arm is worse. It is just cut up. I hurt, I'm hot, and it's almost dinner time. And this is, of course, a day I don't have a lot of help because my husband is busy. So I have to do it all by myself. I've picked the greatest time to do this. But if I don't get it done now, kids go to school tomorrow. I have then a few hours, and then tomorrow to hopefully finish this. My next biggest project, though, is all this crap wood that came out. I have to really figure out what I want to do with it. I think I'm gonna have to try to dig out the screws, which is in them, and it's so rotted, like the screws, I don't even know if I can get them out. I debated about, I might use some of it as filler in spots I need, and then other bits I might just burn to use it, because it's just so rotted. I know it will break down in the soil, but I'm trying to decide what I really want to do as soil builders. I didn't use any soil builders when I did this initially, so it's very nice dirt, but I'm also realizing I might not have room for cardboard and all of that, so I just have some issues to work through as I continue. I think I'm calling that good for tonight. Back row is double stacked. All I gotta do is the front, fill with dirt. Each hole is gonna get filled with dirt in the back so I can plant things in them if I choose. Before I do that, I have rebar I'm gonna stake in corners to help strengthen it up. It's gonna be tomorrow. I think I'm just dead. Okay, let's finish tomorrow. Good morning. It is warm today, actually. It's in the 60s already. Kind of crazy. I don't know, it's wrong hand. I am not motivated this morning. Let's just say that. I hurt. I hurt quite a bit from moving as much as I did yesterday. It was a lot. I mean, I'm active, but these blocks aren't light at all. So all I have left to do is this front row and then start filling with dirt. But I have an idea for the back. I know I want to grow tomatoes in this bed. That is one of my plans because it gets more morning sun than hot sun. And in the years past that I've grown my tomatoes here, they've done better than I've done on the other side of my garden that gets more afternoon sun. So what I want to do is have a trellis system set up. So instead of putting rebar in the back to reinforce it, I'm gonna use some T-posts I have, and then I can either stretch chicken wire or put a hog panel or something to help trellis up my tomatoes or anything else I choose to grow in that bed. It's just kind of, it will be a permanent trellis to keep there. So now's fun. I think I'm gonna take off this flannel. It's gonna be too hot already. It's crazy I'm saying that, and it's only February.
I don't wanna let myself down. Change my fate, you won't understand it. All alone, that's okay. People I can't stand them. They don't want me to change, keep me where I'm standing. And I don't wanna be where I am. And I want something more, take a chance. It could be possibly my last dance, my last dance. And I don't wanna let myself down, myself down.
All done. Well, the block's all done. Now, I gotta start filling holes. Before I start filling holes though, I am gonna do T-posts in the back. I have some extras. Gotta go random up and the mallet, and I gotta count how many I need. gonna do for the other corners and along the front is I bought a piece of rebar. I'm gonna cut them down to about 20 inches and then I will go through and place them throughout the wall. Just gonna hammer in them with the sledgehammer. So how I'm doing this is I'm literally just sticking them like as far as I can in this corner. These are up about 4 inches and it's just to give it some support. I mean, my dirt is so clay-like, it shouldn't be a problem. I'm just kind of hammering them down. I don't want them above the block because I don't want to come across, scratch myself on rebar. I have done that enough times growing up as a kid. So now I'm going to do this, 5 down each side. And like that, we're all anchored in. Now the fun starts with adding some dirt. Let's talk why. So my previous beds weren't as tall as the blocks are. The blocks are 16 inches tall. My beds before, I think, were about 1 foot. So my problem is the dirt's low. And the dirt's lower on this side than it is on the far side because my ground slopes this way. So I've built the bricks to be fairly level. So now's kind of where I have to decide. Do I pull everything out to bring my soil level up? Do I just kind of leave it as is? These are carrots, some rutabagas and things like that. So I just have to decide what I want to do. I have more rutabagas and carrots on the other side, but then I have also these gaps around everywhere that I don't have dirt. Plus I want to fill all these holes with dirt. One, it's going to give the walls more support, like pouring concrete in them. We have so much clay in our dirt, like we have a lot of clay. That's why I prefer raised bed where we are. But then I can also plant in each hole. My goal is to do maybe like the little button marigolds and things like that in these, maybe some basils, things that don't need a lot of root structure, bell peppers. Well, I might not do bell peppers, but green beans, like bush beans, things like that in these holes. I probably won't do anything along the back, but I do want to fill them with dirt as well. So now that's where I gotta start getting creative with what dirt can I use and what dirt do I have. Because I only bought two bags of dirt at Home Depot. So now this is where you get frugal. So let's figure this part out. All right, let's talk about what I've done. I have added sticks to spaces along this section here and in between each old garden bed. I had a branch that fell down. Luckily, I had not chopped it up and burned it yet. So all I did was literally break it up. It's dead anyways. It snapped with just my arms, and sometimes I had to step on the bigger pieces. But this will help give some filler. It'll break down. I believe this kind of style is called hugelkultur. I could be wrong. I might be second guessing myself. But it's an easy way to naturally build up your bed. Now I'm going to grab what older pots of dirt I feel like I can spare to start filling in these spaces, and I will add on my nice dirt at the top. I have a few of these bags of just plain topsoil that I have sprinkled two in the main area after adding some old potting stuff. There's a lot of wood chips and stuff in these. It will help break down. This isn't going to be my final soil. I like this raised bed soil by Kellogg. It's my favorite that I can get at Home Depot. So what I'm going to do with this bag is I'm going to work on filling all these little holes. I'm going to fill it about half to 3/4 of the way of each hole. I'm going to need to get some more of this. I'm going to need to get some more Kellogg. But for now, I'm just going to work on filling what I can. I am done with this project besides adding dirt. And to me, that's pretty much complete because I would have to add dirt before I flip this bed anyways. I usually add compost and a little bit more raised bed garden soil. And not much longer, all this in this bed is gonna have to come out regardless. A lot of the stuff I sowed in here has been half ground cover, half to eat. I knew I want to get to all of it because we've just had a crazy season of life, but now that I have this, I'm just a little bit more motivated to refresh the rest of the garden. My whole garden needs a refresh, but I can only do it at a time by myself. So let's fill these last holes, and later this weekend, I will add more dirt. That's easy to me. So I'm just gonna start filling it up. All right, let's take a look at it so you can see. These are about 3/4 of the way full, a little more than half, not all, but I found enough dirt, and with those other two bags to fill in quite a bit of this. So I really just need to fill in all these blocks, the back as well. But I'm very proud of myself. I was able to keep these beds pretty much intact. Okay, let's talk about this project just a hair. How much did I spend? About $100 on this, not including dirt. So for the blocks and the rebar, it was about $100. For this size of bed and the fact I don't have to replace it in about 3 years, that's savings in itself for my world. I had the T-posts already, and I had the majority of this dirt. Now the topsoil bags I showed you are about $2 at my Home Depot. It says it's local topsoil from Mississippi. It's not great soil, but it's great filler soil, and I have used it to plant in, and I've just amended and fertilized it, and it's worked in a pinch when money's been tough, because I prefer to use Kellogg soil, but Kellogg soil is expensive. Over this past year, from last year to this year, it's gone up almost like $2 a bag. It is 2 cubic feet per bag, so it's more than the white topsoil is 1 cubic feet for $2. Kellogg is now $9 for 2 feet, but I love it because it's an organic raised bed soil. It's great. I use it everywhere I can afford it. So what I will be doing is getting probably about 10 more bags of topsoil to work on filling these in. I need topsoil for another project, so hopefully I will have extra to finish there, and then I will top everything off with Kellogg. So it just gives me a little more bang for my buck, and I don't have to spend as much. Now we do have a storm coming in, and so that will help some of this dirt settle, and it will show me really how much more dirt I need to add to this bed. As the garden season progresses, you will see how this bed evolves. I'm very excited. As I was doing this, I was thinking about how many tomatoes I can put in, where I want to throw basil and marigolds, just really beautify it, add zinnias in corners, maybe try to plant sunflowers along the back as well. I'm just very excited for the next coming months. This winter has been probably my first winter I've ever had those true winter blues, and I'm just excited to get back to summer. Now in about 3 months I will be complaining about the heat, and we won't even be to the heat of summer, so it's gonna be fun. But I am so excited to get to the point where we are almost planting, so I'm ready. Now we did this bed. This bed was a lot of work. Now I have another bed that is going to be a lot of work. I have to rip up grass. Ripping up grass is the worst, but right now it's fairly dead, so I need to rip it up. We are going to be making a bed for my blueberries, extending my blueberry bed and making it so I can add things into the bed as well, like flowers, you know, maybe tomatoes and peppers. Tomatoes and peppers will be everywhere for me. But that will be probably in March. We will start on that. So I'm excited that this is done. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope it gave you guys maybe a little bit of inspiration, and this is something you can do. It really wasn't that hard. It's just manual labor, but good things come from hard work, right?